G'day and welcome to my week on Twitter. Now, I know it's been a little while since I've done this, so I should probably start calling it my month on Twitter. I'll see how I go. Just wanted to show you here, I came back to my computer one day after being away from it for about 18 hours and there was 1,039 new notifications. Now, not all of them are people actually talking to me. Some of them are retweets and favorites and retweets and favorites of tweets that I retweeted or were mentioned in and things like that. But as you can see, 1,039 notifications, it gets busy, and I'm not trying to say that to make myself seem important or anything, just that I think that if I want to review my week on Twitter, I might actually have to start spending less time on Twitter in order to do that. I just wanted to highlight a few idiots that I get to deal with or see on Twitter. So here's Brandon saying, there's no people more easily worked up than vocal atheists either. They make cave-dwelling Muslim savages look even killed by comparison. We've got Corrine here saying, if you're one of those people who publicly makes their atheism known, I hate you and I laugh at you, you're embarrassing. I'm pretty sure she's actually an atheist, if I remember correctly. And then Greg Neal here saying, theory of evolution is satanic. If God is not creator of life, you can justify taking the life of an unborn. Where these people come from, I've got no idea. Here's Paigey saying, LMAO, atheists are the biggest crybabies. We actually ended up having a fairly long conversation and it ended quite amicably. So I think just showing her as a highlight that if you just speak to some of these stupid theists, it can actually turn out okay. And when I say stupid theists, I should say theists who make stupid comments. I'm not obviously calling all theists stupid. And here's Lindsay saying, sorry, but evolution is false and so is the Big Bang. Creation happened, believe it or not, it isn't just a ridiculous myth. And if you're falling for the lie that dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, then you really need to examine all the evidence. This is clearly a school student who's being lied to by someone in authority, and she's not taking the time to actually look it up and to find out what the actual facts are, which is a real shame. This guy here, MOH, gave me a bit of a laugh when he said, to be honest, I'm sick of atheists forcing their beliefs on me. You don't believe in God. I get it. Fuck off now. Now, this is a person that I'd never tweeted to previously in my life, so he came to me to tell me that he was sick of me and to tell me to fuck off. So why that happened, I've got no idea. And then a few minutes later, he followed me. So he's so sick of atheists that he actually followed me. He was quite aggressive and quite stupid, actually. He didn't seem to make too many valid points. And I think he's since unfollowed me or I blocked him or something, but just another Twitter fool. Now, whether I keep doing this weekly or monthly or whatever it is, one of the highlights is always going to be the laughs. I've got John Gabriel here posted a tweet where he said, fascinating piece, an atheist reads the Bible, the Lockean Covenant, and Andy Reiser replied, funny how you atheists are always so fascinated by each other. And John replied, I'm not an atheist. I just like the way that kind of flowed, very funny. And here, the Bible Reloaded, boys, evolution is stupid. Atheists believe evolution. That means atheists are stupid. I trust Jesus. I'm not stupid. Fuck every science. That last line there, fuck every science, made me laugh. I think at the time they did a few of these kind of tweets and people actually responded as if they were being serious. And I just wanted to highlight that here where this guy tweets, God is real, #atheism, and then says, it's like fishing. I've cast the bait now. I wait for the retards. If you're going to reply to someone on Twitter for something stupid they've said, just have a quick look at their bio, maybe a few of their tweets just to see what it is they're going to say or what it is their position actually is. There are a lot of fuckwits around and, you know, you can easily fall into the trap of thinking they're being serious when quite obviously they are not. I came across this cool youth pastor. Ladies, if that cool jock wants you to send nudes, tell him God sent us something even better, eternal life through Jesus. Now, this is obviously a parody account. I've looked at quite a few of their tweets. It's very amusing. I think I might end up following them, actually. They made me laugh quite a few times. And here is just an example of some of the great juxtaposition you get on Twitter sometimes. So Martin has tweeted here, oh, Jesus, I can't do this, and Lauren, risky masturbation. So obviously two unrelated tweets, but yeah, just sometimes Twitter brings these things together in quite an amusing way. Now, I don't know if this is actual laughs, but it's a tweet that I saw and I just can't understand it. If you have no God you trust in, did you have no land to own? You forfeited your land by default of turning atheist. Facts 101. I've got no idea what this guy's on about. It seems like it's almost the product of a random word generator. And here I've tweeted that a bloke, and I think he was a Muslim, follows me, then tweets to me to tell me how boring atheism is, what's wrong with these people. And Minion Brian replied here, maybe he thought you were MrOzAtheist. That gave me a good chuckle. So yeah, thanks to everyone who, as often is the case, made me laugh on Twitter. Now, unfortunately, Twitter does come with a bit of a dark side, and I'm sure we've all experienced things that were, somewhat unpleasant. This guy here, Nico Don Courtier, and I'll put a bullet in your head, you fucking faggot, which he said to Thought Traveller, and then I hope your daughter gets raped, you cunt. Now, I said on Twitter, and I think this to be the case, that this is probably a 12 or 13-year-old kid sitting at a computer, getting nervous every time he hears a noise, thinking it's mum or dad coming to check on him, but typing out these, tough-sounding words and threats and stuff, thinking that, that there's some kind of hero when they're, just a keyboard warrior. Either way, whether this is that or an actual adult doing this, it's disgraceful. It's just not acceptable, and you'd have to question what is going on inside someone's head who sends this kind of thing out. It's horrific. Right, time for me to thank some people. First off is Jake Farwalton for having me on the Imaginary Friends Show, episode 176. Was on there with Miranda Hale and No Illusions, and really enjoyed my time on there. Check that out if you haven't heard it, and check out Noah's own podcast, The Scathing Atheist, which I absolutely love. I want to thank also Robert from the Melbourne City Bible Forum for inviting me in to chat with him about the Bible Easter story. We did that in the city in front of a group of people, and that was a great thing to be a part of. I really enjoyed that. And thanks also to Sophie Timothy, who interviewed me after that discussion. She was wonderful to talk to, and I really enjoyed having a few minutes with her to tell her about why I'm an atheist and what I thought of the Bible story. And I would also like to thank Kathy, Caroline, Candice and Cordy for all asking me about this Twitter weekly review and whether or not I was going to be doing it again. It seemed that you had to have a name starting with C to be on board with that, and so thank you to all those people. Okay, blogs and podcasts. I was doing just blogs, but there's a lot of great podcasts out there now, so I want to promote some of them as well. Episode 15 of the Godless Spellchecker podcast had Peter Boghossian on it, talking about his book, The Manual for Creating Atheists. Really enjoyed that, and really liking what Godless Spellchecker is doing with his podcast. Adam Reek's Herd Mentality, episode 56, had Lawrence Krauss on it, talking about dark matter and dark energy. I found that fascinating, so I highly recommend you give that one a listen. And also a shout out to Jake Farwalton's Imaginary Friends Show and Scathing Atheist podcast, which I always try to listen to because they're probably my favourites. And this blog here was written by a lady in Melbourne to her local primary school. And it's about the special religious instruction that goes on in Victoria, which is the state I live in. It's run by a group called Access Ministries, and they are on record as saying that they want to convert children to Christianity. This has no place in secular schooling, so please read this blog. It's fantastic, and if you can help get the message out, that would be great. Thank you. Right, now, tweet of the week. I couldn't actually split it this time around, so I've given it to two people. Atheist, etc. Great Ape Atheist. Someone just tweeted die, and he or she replied with the hashtag things the godly say, and then things the Goonies never say. Now, I could have put this in laughs, but I just thought it was even better than that. It just cracked me up. Things the Goonies never say. That was fantastic. I loved it. And this tweet here from Caitlin Haynes. I really hate it when people claim atheists have no purpose. I have a purpose, to leave the world a better place than when I came into it. I really love this. This is a great sentiment, and I wish people on the other side of the atheism-theism debate would understand that atheists do not think that we have no purpose. And I think this tweet from Caitlin sums that up perfectly. Okay, so that's it for this week, month, whatever it is. You can find me Twitter, MrOzAtheist. My blog is MrOzAtheist.blogspot.com. On YouTube as MrOzAtheist Video, and you can find me on Google Plus as MrOzAtheist Donovan. That used to be Donovan MrOzAtheist, but apparently Jake Farwood couldn't find me as that, so I've swapped it around, so MrOzAtheist is first. Thanks for watching, and I hope you watch the next one. Bye. Got to talk with No Illusions from Scathing Atheist, who I love, and I don't know what I even just said.